Hello, Philip coming to you from our tea tree house in Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. Today I'm focused on my A to Z series of eating healthy foods and taking care of your health. Today is O. Now, there's not a lot of foods starting with O. The main ones that I can think about are olives, super healthy for you, green or black or purple, and of course olive oil. And we're going to talk mainly about oils today because that starts with O. So you've got olives, you've got okra or okra, not sure about the thing. Spelling is O-K-R-A. It's like they're also called ladies' fingers. Now I don't have ladies' fingers, but they look like them, and they're green and they're gooey inside. And I think okra's a very good vegetable to get inside you. I know they use it a lot in Indian cooking. Not sure if you use it in Europe much, or America. But Dr. Christopher Wray, a master herbalist, one of the best herbalists ever from America in the 20th century, in his book that I've got, he touts okra for stomach ulcers. So very good for the stomach. Olives, okra, olive oil, what else? Onions, of course, another healthy food. I have read that you get a different reaction to onions based on whether you cook them or whether they're raw, so that's worth looking up. There is oregano, a herb, and we're going to talk about herbs in tandem with essential oils in a minute. And then of course it's not strictly speaking a food, but it is the number one food that you need as a living organism, and that's oxygen. So think about oxygen as a food. And a lot of people in the busy, burned out, stressful Western nations don't breathe properly. They breathe too shallowly, because if we're stressed, we have shallow breathing. So think about perhaps first thing in the morning or in the evening after dinner or whenever, do some breathing exercises and gulp in your oxygen and drink it and enjoy it. Okay, so basically, really, we're looking at oils today, and I'm going to talk about oils first and then essential oils. Now, oils. All my research on foods and drinks and nutrition, nearly everything has a conflicting viewpoint. So eggs are healthy, eggs are not healthy, and it just cuts across the board. Never more so than with oils and fats. So I'm only really going to tell you what I take to be true and what I do. And as ever with my A to Z series, the idea is just to raise your awareness, and then with key terms and words, you can do your own research in Google or DuckDuckGo. So the oils, some of the things to think about are the smoke point, because when an oil has a low smoke point and you make it hot, it changes the molecular structure and often makes the oil become toxic. And this is the case with most of the cheap oils, which we see in supermarkets, just lines and rows of clear plastic bottles. I don't know if it's some kind of vegetable oil, but they've been heat treated and are said to be toxic, which I accept, in my research. And of course it's the cheap oil. Now, something to bear in mind is when you buy fried foods from the streets or in a restaurant, what oil are they using? Probably that, and even worse, an oil is only really meant to be used once. But if you've got a chip fryer and it's your business, it probably doesn't, it's probably not profitable if you just use the oil once and chuck it out. So you're probably getting food cooked in an unhealthy oil, and it's made unhealthier by being used several times. So another thing to think about is the manufacturing process. Now, a lot of people have heard about these days cold pressed oils, which means that they've been expeller pressed or they've done something mechanical to get the oil out of, for example, sesame seeds or coconut or avocados or mustard oil. There's all kinds of oils. And in this way, they've not been heat treated, so they haven't been damaged from that. So if you can get cold pressed oils, that's very good. What else? Storage. Most oils will become more quickly rancid if they're exposed to light and heat. So consider that. There are some exceptions, especially saturated fats, which have had a bad rap, but they're not necessarily bad. And in fact, you want some saturated fats in you, as long as they're quality. Storage, manufacturing, heat. Now, what was the other thing I was going to say? Don't know. So the oils that I use now, we either use oils for cooking, or you can actually ingest and take oils as a superfood. And one prime example is virgin coconut oil. Now, they may talk about organic coconuts, but I live in Thailand and there's coconut trees everywhere, and nobody sprays coconut trees with pesticides. So the key thing is that the coconut oil, if you're going to take it as a superfood and eat it or cook with it, it wants to be cold pressed, and it wants to be virgin or extra virgin coconut oil. And it's fairly expensive, so you can get the heat formed coconut oil, which is very good for cooking because it's got a high smoke point. So I have that coconut oil for cooking. Sometimes I use my cold pressed coconut oil for cooking, but that's excellent for taking a spoonful a day, and is antifungal, antiviral, antiparasitical, and there's tons of research into coconut oil. So that's a good food as well as something to cook with. I think it's the same with olive oil. And olive oil is sprinkled on, as you know, in Mediterranean cuisines. Olive oil is sprinkled onto your salads, and it's extra. It's definitely healthy. I've read conflicting information about cooking with it. It seems to have a lower smoke point, so unless you're doing a quick stir fry, probably better not to use olive oil. We use, because it's cheaper than coconut oil, and my wife uses it and my sister uses it a lot, is rice bran oil. And rice bran oil has a very high smoke point, so it doesn't get damaged in that way. So that's a good oil to cook with. It costs a bit more than the cheap ones on the supermarket shelves, but it's cheaper than some of the other oils. So that's good to cook with. Ghee, G-H-E-E. If you don't know what ghee is, it's clarified butter. It's used a lot in India, and it's used in Ayurvedic medicine. So ghee is a saturated fat that comes from butter, which is a saturated fat, but it's healthy. So be careful about what they all tell you, especially in mainstream. You have to search for your information. I've also written down sesame oil. Now, sesame oil is very healthy to eat as well, so long as it's been cold pressed, same as the coconut oil. In Ayurveda, coconut oil is very good for the pitta constitution, people who are naturally hot and get hot easily and hot and bothered. And sesame oil, I think, is for the vata constitution people, and it's very good for massaging. And in case you didn't know, whatever you put on your skin goes into your body. So just because you're not eating it doesn't mean it's not going in. In Thailand they do a lot of oil massages, and I think they will use coconut oil or sesame oil. They're the key ones. So that's oils for you. So when I fry my foods, I use ghee or coconut oil, and sometimes rice bran oil. Sesame oil, I think, has a low smoke point. I don't think it's particularly for cooking. It's just very good to get inside you. Now, let's move on to essential oils. Now, about 3 years ago, I went to I think it was I don't know if it was a yoga festival or a spiritual festival. It was here in Chiang Mai, and I came across a lovely woman working for Young Living. Now, I'm not making any money from Young Living, but I bought her starter kit. She was selling starter kits, and I bought the starter kit and a diffuser, and I'll show you them both. This is my starter kit, and in there, and I can't tell you the smell of this. It's just a box. It puts you in heaven, because, let me try and show you. You can now see the starter kit has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 oils, but there's a couple more below those. And these are, so the smell that I'm getting is like a mix of all of these coming out of the bottles. It's just glorious. And in my starter kit, I've got peppermint oil, lemon essential oil. There's one called Thieves, which is one of their mixes. Citrus Fresh, which is a mix, I think, of tangerine and grapefruit and lemon, I can't remember. Digi is another mix. Raven is another mix. Valor is another mix. Panaway is another mix. And then two very commonly known and used essential oils is lavender and frankincense. Now, just in general, this is the booklet that comes with it. Young Living, Essential Oils, Discover Your Young Living Lifestyle. And in fact, if you want an idea to make money and have your own business, they sort of sell it through, I don't know if it's, I wouldn't call it a pyramid, but you become a distributor and you earn 33% or something anyway. But look it up, youngliving.com. And as I say, I've got no vested interest at all, but they are high quality essential oils. I did all the research once I bought it. And you have to be careful with essential oils because some of them are not such high quality and may actually be injurious to health rather than helping health. And just to confirm, essential oils are, they come under the natural healing modality called aromatherapy, and they are excellent because you can massage them onto, you can apply them topically, you can internally take them, and you can make them an aroma. Now, let me show you my diffuser. This is a Mexican diffuser. I haven't got it plugged in, but it goes through different lights, and at night time it looks beautiful. And then what happens is you put 2 or 3 drops or 4 drops in a container with water, and then it just spurts out, and I can have it coming out all the time or on and off, or different settings, and it goes through the colours of the rainbow, and it diffuses out, and it makes the whole room smell beautiful. But not only does it make the room smell beautiful, again, you know, what you put on you goes into you, and what you breathe goes into you. So essential oils will get into you if it's diffused in the air, if you've applied it topically, and obviously if you ingest them. The diffuser's one way. You could put a couple of drops onto a cotton ball and put it in front of your car vent inside the air vent, and you will fill your car with a beautiful natural smell, none of these chemical synthetic smells made by the big corporations. Now, so what I'd like to do is to give you just give you an example of what some of these essential oils can do for you. Another book I have is the Detox Miracle Source Book by Robert Morse. And if you're interested, go to, and I'll probably put these links down below, but rawfigs.com is a big search engine of Robert Morse, and he's done probably hundreds or probably thousands of videos over many years, and he talks about all health matters and any kind of sickness and ailments. A fantastic resource, but again, it's caveat emptor, buyer beware. It's up to you to decide whether you like what he's saying. But let me just read you, he says, I've always said that if you breathe it, you eat it. Aromatherapy is based upon the power of the essential oils from plants to enhance, heal, stimulate, and revitalize tissue. Now, and then he gives a list. Different oils, like different herbs, will have specific effects on various organs or processes of the body. So you would want a guide. Now you can get books on aromatherapy, the whole lot, but he's got a list of them, and I'd just like to read out a couple that are more well known, and then you get an idea of how they benefit your body and health. The first one comes out, I've chosen it because it comes out of the Bible, is frankincense oil. So this is what Robert Morse says: immune system support, lymphatic system support, and it's for enhancing red blood cells. It's good for tumours, inflammation, and urinary tract support. So just fantastic oil to have. Another very commonly known one is lavender, and my lavender bottle is now empty and I haven't replaced it. It's gorgeous. But quite apart from the smell, this is what it does for you. It's great for kidneys and bladder, headaches, earaches, and it's a relaxant for the nervous system. Perfect for stressed out Western people and busy people. I love it. Use it as a liver and gallbladder detoxifier. Also works well for all skin conditions, including burns. So what you'd probably do is that you get a couple of drops and you'd mix it in a carrier oil, like coconut oil or sesame oil, because they're so potent. And then the carrier oil is healthy for you anyway, and now you've mixed the essential oil into it. And then you can spray it or massage it on. But Young Living, they have a range within their range that are good for eating or ingesting, and they make it clear. So I can't remember if lavender oil is one of the ingesters or not. Another one is oregano oil, and I've picked it because it begins with O. There's also orange oil. I forgot oranges earlier. Well, look at orange oil. Helps the spleen, adrenal glands, which is for your anxiety, stress and shock. It's good for the heart, liver and blood. It's also used for antifungal properties and as a laxative. Remember, these are natural foods. These are natural plants given to us by the creator of the universe. These are not synthetically made in a laboratory by people in white coats. Sage oil. Now this is a very common Western herb. Sage oil, another great detoxifier which aids in lung, lymphatic, sinus, liver, skin and circulatory congestion and obstructions. Sage is also a good diuretic and aids digestion. Useful for inducing sweating, which encourages skin elimination. Also said to be antibacterial, antifungal and antiviral. And one more to tell you about is another common herb which is used in Western cooking is thyme oil, Thyme. An anti-parasitic for all types of parasites, fungal, bacterial, viral or worms. Used in cases of lung congestion, stress, anxiety and tension, when your adrenal glands need support, skin disorders, thyroid-related problems like depression or skin conditions, lymphatic conditions, tumours, nausea, gout, cardiac problems, circulation and throat congestion. We've got a huge thyme bush out there and I'm beginning to think that I need to pick it all and try and make some oil. Okay, I think we'll start winding this down. I think the beautiful thing about essential oils is that you love the smell, but it's also healthy for you. If you go for it, start with Young Living and have a look at their website. I'll put a link in below. I've got myself excited now. I think tonight I'm going to turn on my diffuser and see the lighting and get some good smells. I think what I did once, I hardly ever get headaches, but one time I was getting headaches when I was down here in the tea house. Can't remember when or why, probably some kind of detoxifying thing. And I looked up my app, which I had on the phone, which has now blocked itself, so I can't see it. But lemon oil, which I've got in my starter pack, was said to be good for headaches. And it was one of the ingestors, one of the ones you can ingest. So I put I can't remember, 1 or 2 drops of this lemon oil into some water and sipped it and put it underneath my tongue and, to increase absorption. I can't remember, within about 15 minutes, headache gone, completely gone. It was fantastic. And one other use I've done is the peppermint oil, which is very cooling as well. Oh, I didn't read peppermint. I wanted to read peppermint for you. Now I've lost the page. Never mind. Peppermint oil's got lots of good effects on the body. But when I made an ordinary pot of oolong or green tea, which is just your tea, I added 1 drop of peppermint, just 1 drop to my whole teapot, and instantly transformed into a really lovely smelling, tasting peppermint tea. It's fantastic. Okay, that's O, that's your lot for O. So it's very much a big part of health, in choosing the right oils and essential oils, but avoiding the wrong oils, especially for cooking. I didn't mention with oils, I'll just have a quick mention at the end. You get your saturated oils and fats, you get your mono unsaturated and your poly unsaturated. Oh, and another thing I didn't mention was the omega-3s and the omega-6s and the omega-9s. If you have too many omega-6s, which come from the cheap standard oils, then you're upsetting your body and taxing your immune system and causing it toxic damage, which gives your liver a lot of work to do. You need lots of omega-3s, which come from wherever they come from. Look them up. And then you need 9s as well, and it's supposed to be a certain balance. Anyway, there we go. That's oils for you, and essential oils. I'll be back soon with the letter P. And meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like all this kind of videos that I'm doing, then please subscribe. And if you hit that notification bell, the YouTube will tell you when a new one's been released. If you want to actually get my videos directly to your email inbox, you can sign up to my email list, and the link is below. And you will get a video and a free ebook on self-education and real education. And then every time I upload a video to YouTube, you'll get it in your email. And you'll also get my blogging, which is usually 1 or 2 blogs a week on Mondays. And that's it. If you like what you've heard, give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, like it, share it, and so on. Meanwhile, I bid you a wonderful day, evening, week, weekend, wherever you are in the world. Checking out Philip from the Tea Tree House, Chiang Mai, Northern Thailand. Bye-bye for now.